hey! Yeah! WOLFPACK, assemble! What's going on? It's TC, and this is the Remix Series 1, Episode 7. Firstly, if you're new to the WOLFPACK, a very warm welcome, and if you're not, welcome back. And if you find any of the information in this video useful, please smash the like button and send it to your circle of producers. If you're not already part of the community, part of the WOLFPACK, hit the subscribe button to receive notifications every time I upload some fresh new information. Hit the bell and then go up one and hit the notifications. Also, don't forget to check out my samples and presets for Vital, Massive, FMA, and check out my t-shirts and hats. Follow my Anthems playlist on Spotify. Follow my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, links in the description. So, to recap, what I've done on this remix so far is on day 1, episode 1, we were listening through the parts, we assembled some ingredients, put some stuff together. Episode 2 was getting the drum kit set up and recording actually like fresh drums for this remix. So the remix has actual drums recorded by me in my garage, and it really shows you that it is possible to record drums and have them on a tune and they actually sound good. You know, like you can record your own drums and they will sound sick. Episode 3 was recording some more drums, and then episode 4 was like doing bass elements and that kind of stuff, doing some structural stuff, and then the other episodes was just continuing to work forward. So in this episode, I'm going to recap a little bit more on some more work that I've done on the remix. There's just sort of more tweaks and changes that I've made, and they're really crucial. I'm really starting to get gassed on this remix. There's some mix down stuff. There's a couple of things that I tried on the master that I actually ended up taking off the master that I'll show you, that kind of stuff. So let's jump into it. So here we are once again back in Logic. This morning I woke up, I listened through the remix in full. I made a few notes on the remix. I wanted to put a splashy sound on the intro, fix up the vocal a bit more, have a kick build, which I haven't done yet. So there's a couple of things that I'm going to do in this video. I actually added like one of their Reeses to it now. So I did a little bit more on the session after the last episode. There was a sub bass that was clashing with another bass on the second drop that I wanted to fix, so I fixed that. I have in my notes here for an amen break of some kind to end up the edits, but what I ended up doing was really interesting, so I'm going to show you that. And to time stretch the hey vocal with some more reverb, which actually at the end of what I ended up doing was bouncing the hey vocal on its own here, just adding, well, it's not really adding, but using the EQ to just cut all the mids out so it's not so prominent. So I'll just play you what I've got so far on this remix. Really love the intro. I took the drums off the intro as well. I just felt it like it had a lot more of an epic flavor to it if it wasn't so drummy on the intro. Still kept all of that percussion stuff though. So I added that greasy bass because you know when you're DJing you could just cut that in. That's always sick. So I got rid of some of those like splashy drums, and I feel like that really adds something to the flavour, like more of a TC kind of flavour. There's some awesome extra little percussion bits I put in there that I'll show you. beats here. I'm thinking I need to add a bit of a ride on the intro on the first 16 here. I'm just going to put that into my notes. I got just the thing for that ride to add. The other thing that I've been doing a lot is bouncing the parts now down into audio. So if you remember, this bass whap actually had, I got the parts up here, it had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sort of 6 parts or 6 different synths. I've bounced all that down now into this one part in audio because I'm happy with it. I cut out all the drums on that drop there, and I've raised up that bass. Really love that high bass. Comes in this bouncy stuff again. Do you hear those extra like chick 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 percussive bits? Turn the main bass up quite a lot as well, and I added some overdrive to that main bass. Logic overdrive plugin is actually really good. And there was some click sounds on this bass whap here for the outro, so I added this plugin here called X-Click by Waves, and that takes away any clicks or pops. Really good for vocals as well. So yeah, that's where we're at with the remix. I am like really gassed with how it's turning out. Obviously there's a little more that I want to do, some like extra little flavors and touches. These things can't be rushed. It's really important to make sure that you take a lot of time when you're making tunes and just get them really, really like solid and perfect. Just take all the time that it needs. Really, like, it's probably not worth my time working so much on these tunes, but it kind of is at the end of the day, because you're kind of paying it forward. Your fans and people who are listening to the music are going to really appreciate every little extra thing that you add in there. So I was saying earlier, I wanted to put a ride in on the first 16, so I'm just going to add an audio instrument here, software instrument. Starting to get a bit more into this Logic thing too. So Kontakt instrument. I got just the Kontakt instrument for it. It will be here somewhere. Probably the hat. I don't think I've done rides in this percussion set of instruments. As you can see, I've made sort of like, I don't know how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, like 25 different percussion sort of like instruments. I've done separate ones for each instrument in this picture. And then some of the instruments I've kind of combined multiples of the different instruments with patterns and stuff like that. This is a hat one. You can hear that. That's kind of like open. Really like that. So just going to put this over here and draw in a pattern for that. Probably just needs to be on the 2 and 4. Nice. Just add that in, create note. One and 2, 1 and 3 even. 1 and 2. Nice. That's nice. That's really nice. It doesn't need to be that loud. And then on the ends, I'll do something different. So maybe just double up the pattern on the last 2. Just to keep a driving energy. And maybe as we move to the next piece here, just change the tone of it. So there's other ones which have different tones. Let's have a look at that. And then probably go back to the original tone when it gets a bit more smashy here. Nice. That was actually a suggestion from Chrissy Chris. I sent him the full mix of it and he is like, oh, it sounds a bit dry on the intro or on the first drop. Maybe it needs a little bit of hat or ride or something. So it's just another example of sending tunes to your mates just to get that little bit of feedback to help drive you to do all the little bits that need to be done. I'm so happy with it. I'm just going to bounce it. And I'm just going to delete the original instrument. And there we go. We've got a nice part. There's something about bouncing stuff into audio that really sort of gels it into the mix. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a psychological thing. It adds something for me, solidifies it and puts it into the mix and makes me feel like, okay, that is what it is now. I feel like a little reverse reverb into that grease would be really good. Now, somebody showed me a way of doing this. So you bounce in place and then apparently there is just reverse over here. Let me just cut some of this off. It's not going to need it. And then over here, there is reverse. And hopefully that is reversed. And I only need like the first note of it. And I can just make a piece here. Let's have a look. So it's going to be that first note. And there's quite a click on that. So I do a fade at the end, I think, just a slight fade out. And listen to it just to check it. Yeah, maybe it'll do. And let's get some reverb on there. I don't know quite which reverb to use. Just a regular Logic reverb will be all good. Reverb. Let's use Silververb, I guess. I don't really know what these do, but we could just have fully wet. Nice. Maybe a bit longer. Nice. And then we just bounce it in place again. Elongate it there. Grab that piece there, go up here, reverse it again, and slam it in. Can delete that original channel. Nice. And we just, it doesn't quite come on the bar, so we just do that and just slightly into the other one and then do a fade so that it's kind of gelling a bit more. We do a little fade there. Nice. It's always worth doing these extra little touches. I'm going to put that on the other ones as well, because why not? Nice. So, I don't know if it really needs a kick build on this, because it doesn't have any drums on the intro. And it might take away from the amount of pressure that the drop has. So I was going to put a splashy sound on the intro, and I got a ton of those kinds of sounds. So I'm just going to grab one up now from my sound library. With my sound library, I'd gone through them all and I've labeled them all with colors, so it's really easy for me to find things I want. And the ones I like the most, I've liked the most, I put a red dot on. So I'm always trying to make sure that my sample library is really well organized. Okay, so I found one here that I quite like the sound of to start off with. Just going to turn it way down in the mix. There we go. I could cut out the pad there when that Reese comes in. Nice. We do the same thing on the middle drop here. I did actually cut the vocal out. I think I'll leave it on the second drop. So gassed at this sound of this tune. Could probably put this little splash here on the drop, on the middle drop. How ridiculous is that? Hey! So I'm really happy with the way that this remix is turning out, and in general I'm quite a lazy producer, so quite a lot of times I won't follow up on all of the ideas that I've got in my mind about what I want to be doing to a tune. But I feel like I've addressed a lot of the things that I wanted to change in this remix. So I think the next stage of this process is going to be to listen to this on my phone, listen to it in the car, and just get a feeling for how it's rolling out. And then I'm going to come back, I'm going to send it to the guys and see if they have any changes or suggestions. And then I might make a couple more changes and then it's going to be done. And I will have done a remix for some gold. How cool is that? So I'm gassed. So yeah, I'll bounce it out now. So I'm going to bounce it actually to do that. I got a great tip for remixes as well. If you're doing a remix for somebody, I'll just save it. When you send them the first version, never send it as version 1. I always send it with a title, even if it is version 1. I'm always going to put like version 9.3 or version 7.2 or some kind of version that makes them think that you've already bounced out another 72 versions, or at least like another 7 versions that you have gone in and changed it. Especially if you're working for like a major label or something like that. Like they're always going to come back with a change of some kind, just because they always want to put in some kind of like stamp of their own into the remix, or they don't feel like they've done their job properly if they haven't like pushed you to do the best that you can possibly do. So there's a lot of times where a label will come back to you and just give you a couple of little bits of feedback and changes. You should never feel like unless they're really asking you to like totally switch it up and it really truly is what you feel like it should be, then you can push back a little bit. But you should always try and keep people happy, you know, not to the extent to mess up your creativity. Soph, the dog's in the rain. To mess up your creativity. The dog is just stood there in the rain. So I'm going to bounce it out now in wave format here. 24-bit, 44.1, interleave. I like the sound of Power 3 noise shaping. I have not really got an idea what it is, but I use it anyway. So I'm going to bounce that out now. And we're going to call it version. I'm up to version sort of 3, but I'm going to call it version. I've actually bounced another one out of as version 9. So let's just do version 9 and go over that one, because that was the one that I bounced out to send to Chrissy earlier. This is bouncing out. You'll find when you've bounced a lot of parts down into audio that the bouncing part of it is going to take a lot less time. And actually, from having done video now quite a lot and 3D rendering, the thought of sitting down and waiting for something to bounce in Logic really is not an issue, because it doesn't take that long. It's not like 2 days to render out a piece of like animation or something like that. So there's a couple of things on the master that I'm going to show you. I was umming and ahhing between a couple of plugins on my master chain. Quite a long time ago, I used to use just Overdrive on the master. And I was listening to see if maybe Overdrive might be a good option for this tune. But I've actually settled back onto K-Clip, because I think K-Clip still has... It's a brighter sound and it's a much cleaner sound than the Overdrive. But the Overdrive definitely has something. I think I put a bit of Overdrive on the main drum track. So this is just finishing up now. convert it to MP3. Just going to find it in my folder structure, but I'll probably put it onto Dropbox now and have a listen on the phone and have a listen in the car. So let's do that. So I'm in the car. I got it all set up, ready to go. I'm going to listen to the tune for the first time in here. It's a very rainy day. I'm gassed! The tune's sick! It really is like the ultimate test to check it in the car. Hey! It's too much! It's too much pressure! That actually sounds sick! Hey! 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 It's the sound that we wanna get, beats that we wanna get, wanna get. Hey! Nice to just get out of the house, really, but to be fair, hey! That is too much! Yeah! Hey, hey, hey! Yeah! Tell you what, that cowbell's really coming out quite loud, but I like it. The bass is really solid, but it's not like overpoweringly subby because there's a slight high pass on there. It's the ultimate test. The drums just sound sublime. I feel proper gassed. It's out there somewhere. Woo! Yeah, man. The car test. Right, I'm at the shop. That was amazing. That was just, it sounds so good. It's been like 8 days work. I can't wait to send it off and see what the guys think of it now. I'm gassed. So that was a really successful car test. I'm really feeling the tune massively. Feeling like it's pretty much done. I'm going to send it off for feedback and see if they have any kind of changes that they feel they want. So that was the remix, Series 1, Episode 7. Join me for the next remix where I'll be doing the final stuff and finishing it up. So gassed. I'm just really happy. Really happy with the way it's come out. So if you found anything in this video interesting, please smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you can keep up to date with all that's new from me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have any idea for future videos, I read all your comments. Don't forget to check out my sites in the description below for samples and presets. They really are incredible value for money. A massive big up to all the WOLFPACK. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.